Thunder rolls. The sky burns crimson. Millions stand frozen as a voice echoes. The day has come. Books are opened. Names are called. Tears, fear, silence. For centuries, this is how people have imagined Judgment Day, a courtroom in the clouds where sins are replayed and souls are condemned to eternal fire. But is that really what the Bible teaches? Or have we misunderstood the most important day in human history? What if Judgment Day isn't about punishment at all? In Christianity, Judgment Day is a pivotal event described as the culmination of God's plan for humanity. It marks the moment when Jesus Christ, as the appointed judge, will evaluate every person's life and determine their eternal destiny. Judgment Day is supposed to fulfill God's promise to bring justice to the world. All hidden actions and intentions will be brought to light. Every person will give an account of their life before God. For the faithful, it's regarded as a day of vindication and reward in heaven for their endurance and obedience to God's will. For the unrepentant, it is a day of ultimate reckoning, leading to eternal separation from God in hellfire. This view of the Judgment Day generated a lot of conflicts with pure biblical truths, such as 1. Condition of the dead. 2. Promise of resurrection. 3. Final rewards for the righteous and unrighteous. First conflict. Condition of the dead. The Bible teaches that the dead are unconscious and inactive, awaiting resurrection, which conflicts with the concept of immediate judgment and reward in heaven or hellfire. Biblical evidence for unconsciousness. The dead know nothing. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 5. For dust you are, and to dust you will return. Genesis chapter 3 verse 19. These verses affirm that death is a return to non-existence. Also, Jesus referred to death as sleep, John chapter 11 verse 11 to 14, indicating that the dead are not in heaven or hellfire, but in a state of unconscious rest. Conflict with immediate judgment. Traditional views suggest that souls are judged immediately after death, receiving eternal bliss in heaven or torment in hellfire. However, the Bible emphasizes that all the dead are still in the grave, waiting for a future resurrection and judgment. John chapter 5 verses 28 and 29, making immediate judgment incompatible with Scripture's depiction of death as unconsciousness. Second conflict. Promise of resurrection. The promise of resurrection raises questions about where the dead are coming from. If souls are already rewarded in heaven or punished in hellfire, how and why would they need resurrection? Biblical teaching on resurrection. All who are in their graves will hear his voice and come out. John chapter 5 verses 28 and 29. The sea gave up the dead that were in it, and death and Hades gave up the dead that were in them. Revelation chapter 20 verse 13. These passages clearly indicate that the dead are not in heaven or hellfire, but in the grave or Hades. Resurrection involves bringing them back to life for judgment and final assignment. Third conflict. Heaven and hellfire. If souls are already in heaven or hellfire, the resurrection would be unnecessary and redundant. The idea of resurrection implies that the dead are not yet judged or rewarded, but await a future event when God's judgment will be fully executed. Final rewards for the righteous and unrighteous. The Bible describes the righteous as inheriting a paradise earth, while the unrighteous are cut off or perish. This directly contradicts the traditional view of eternal torment in hellfire. Biblical rewards for the righteous. The righteous will inherit the land and dwell in it forever. Psalms chapter 37 verse 29. Jesus himself said, "Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth." Matthew chapter 5 verse 5. These verses emphasize eternal life on a restored earth for the righteous, not heaven. God's original purpose for humanity was to live forever on earth. Genesis chapter 1 verse 28. Punishment for the unrighteous. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. John chapter 3 verse 16. Evil men will be cut off. Psalms chapter 37 verse 9. These verses show that the wicked will perish or be destroyed, not suffer eternally in hellfire. This aligns with original punishment in Genesis chapter 3 verse 19, where God decreed death as the penalty for sin, returning humans to dust, non-existence, not subjecting them to eternal torment. Conflict with traditional views of heaven and hellfire. The concept of eternal torment in hellfire actually conflicts with the Bible's teaching of perishing or being cut off for the wicked. Eternal life is reserved for the righteous, while the unrighteous cease to exist. Romans chapter 6 verse 23. Judgment Day, a biblical perspective, a day of hope, not fear. Judgment Day is often misunderstood as a day of terror and punishment. However, from a biblical perspective, it is a day of hope, restoration, and righteous judgment. Acts chapter 17 verse 31 declares that God has set a day in which he proposes to judge the inhabited earth in righteousness by a man whom he has appointed, namely Jesus Christ. Importantly, Jesus will not carry out this monumental task alone. According to 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 1-3, the holy ones, faithful individuals who have been granted heavenly rulership, will assist him in judging humanity. This collaboration underscores the fairness and inclusivity of divine judgment. Unlike a single 24-hour day, Judgment Day spans a symbolic period of 1,000 years, as described in Revelation chapter 20 verse 4 and 6. This period coincides with Christ's millennial reign, during which a new heavens, a perfect governmental structure, will oversee the restoration of the earth. The Apostle Peter calls this new heavens and a new earth, where righteousness is to dwell. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 13. A just and compassionate judgment. One of the most remarkable aspects of Judgment Day is its fairness. Isaiah chapter 11 verse 3 and 4 portrays Jesus as a righteous judge, saying, "He will not judge by what his eyes see, nor reprove simply according to what his ears hear. He will judge the lowly with fairness, and decide with uprightness for the meek ones of the earth." This fairness extends to past sins. Romans chapter 6 verse 7 explains that the one who has died has been acquitted of his sin. In other words, individuals will not be judged for sins committed in ignorance or under oppressive conditions. Instead, Judgment Day will be a time for individuals to demonstrate their willingness to live by God's standards moving forward. Psalm chapter 96 verse 12 and 13 captures the joy that will permeate the earth during this time. "Let the field and everything in it exult. Then all the trees of the forest will sing joyfully before Jehovah, for he is coming to judge the earth. He will judge the inhabited earth with righteousness, and the peoples with his faithfulness." This poetic imagery invites us to view Judgment Day not with trepidation, but with joyful anticipation. A time of learning and transformation. Judgment Day will also be a time of unparalleled education. Revelation chapter 20 verse 12 speaks of scrolls being opened, signifying new instructions from God, tailored to the needs of a transformed world. Isaiah chapter 26 verse 9 adds, "When your judgments are on the earth, the inhabitants of the world will learn righteousness." This global education program will teach humanity how to live in harmony with God's will, fostering love, unity, and peace. Yet, not everyone will embrace this opportunity. Isaiah chapter 26 verse 10 warns, "Though the wicked is shown favor, he will not learn righteousness." Those who stubbornly choose to reject God's ways will ultimately face condemnation and destruction. Isaiah chapter 65 verse 20. When will Judgment Day begin? The Bible indicates that Judgment Day will begin after a series of significant events. Revelation chapter 16 verse 14 describes the war of the great day of God the Almighty, culminating in Satan's removal from his position of power. Revelation chapter 20 verse 3 assures us that he will be bound and unable to mislead humanity during this time. Following this, a resurrection will occur. Jesus himself declared in John chapter 5 28 and 29, "The hour is coming in which all those in the memorial tombs will hear his voice and come out." Revelation chapter 20 verse 13 echoes this, stating that the sea gave up the dead in it, and death, and the grave gave up the dead in them. This resurrection is a testament to God's unfailing memory and his power to restore life. Two types of resurrection. Earthly resurrection type 1, the resurrection of life. Those who faithfully served God during their earthly lives will be resurrected to everlasting life. Philippians chapter 4 verse 3. speaks of their names being recorded in the book of life, while Malachi chapter 3 verse 16 assures us that God keeps a detailed record of those who fear and respect him. This group includes individuals like Abel, Enoch, Noah, Abraham, Sarah, David, Mary, Lazarus, and countless others who have demonstrated unwavering faith. Earthly Resurrection Type 2. The Resurrection of Judgment. This resurrection offers individuals the opportunity to be evaluated under God's righteous standards. Matthew chapter 11 verse 22 to 24 highlights Jesus' confidence that some individuals from ancient cities, like Tyre, Sodom, and Gomorrah, destroyed for their sins, may respond favorably during this time of probation. This compassionate approach reflects God's desire for all to come to know him and thrive under his rulership. The final test. By the end of the 1,000 years, the earth will be transformed, and humanity will reach perfection, free from the effects of inherited sin. Revelation chapter 20, verse 5. At this time, Satan will be released for a brief period. Revelation chapter 20, verses 7 to 10, describes his final attempt to mislead humanity, providing a stark contrast between God's righteous rule and Satan's deceptive ways. Those who remain loyal to God will emerge victorious, while Satan and his followers will face permanent destruction. This climactic event will ensure that evil never disrupts God's creation again. After Judgment Day. When Judgment Day concludes, Jesus will have fully restored humanity to perfection. In a profound act of humility, he will hand over the administration of earth's affairs to God. 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 24 to 28 describes this moment, saying, "When he has brought to nothing all government and all authority and power, then the Son himself will also subject himself to the one who subjected all things to him, that God may be all things to everyone." This marks the ultimate fulfillment of God's original purpose, a perfect earth, filled with people who love him and one another, living in harmony forever. Judgment Day. A testament to God's love, justice, wisdom, and power. Judgment Day is often misunderstood. Some fear it as a day of harsh reckoning, while others imagine eternal flames of torment. But the Bible paints a different picture, one of fairness, hope, and restoration. Far from being a nightmare, Judgment Day is a breathtaking reflection of God's love, justice, wisdom, and power. Let's uncover the truth about this momentous period and see how it contrasts with the idea of a fiery hell that distorts God's character. A God of love, not fear. The very foundation of Judgment Day is God's love. The Bible declares, God is love. 1 John chapter 4 verse 8. Everything he does flows from his deep compassion for humanity. A time to learn, not to burn. Revelation chapter 20 verse 12 speaks of scrolls being opened during Judgment Day, representing divine instructions for a better life. God lovingly provides all humanity resurrected and living with a fresh start. His goal is not punishment, but education, so that the earth will be filled with the knowledge of Jehovah. Isaiah chapter 11 verse 9. Resurrection of loved ones. Imagine seeing your family and friends again. John chapter 5 verse 28 and 29 promises that all those in the memorial tombs will be brought back to life. Imagine that, both good and bad. This incredible act of love gives everyone the chance to live under perfect conditions, free from past mistakes. A stark contrast. The doctrine of hellfire, however, portrays God as cruel and vengeful, condemning people to endless agony. Yet Jeremiah chapter 7 verse 31 reveals God's true feelings. It never came into my heart to burn people in fire. Judgment Day reflects love, not terror. Justice that heals, not hurts. God's justice is perfect, never harsh or unfair. As Isaiah chapter 11 verse 3 and 4 assures us, Jesus Christ, the appointed judge, will not judge by what his eyes see. That is what he saw them do before their death, but with true understanding. Acquitted of past sins. Romans chapter 6 verse 7 explains that death cancels sin. Judgment Day doesn't focus on past mistakes made under ignorance or oppression. Instead, it evaluates how individuals respond to God's guidance in a world free of evil influences. Evil has no place. True justice means evil will not be allowed to thrive. Isaiah chapter 65 verse 20 explains that those who stubbornly reject God's ways during Judgment Day will be removed, ensuring peace and safety for all. No eternal punishment. The idea of hellfire undermines God's justice, suggesting that a finite lifetime of sin deserves infinite torment. Ezekiel chapter 18 verse 23, however, reveals God's heart. Do I take any pleasure in the death of a wicked person? Is it not rather that he should turn back and live? Judgment Day reflects fairness and mercy, not revenge. Wisdom that restores, not confuses. God's wisdom ensures that Judgment Day is not a rushed process, but a carefully designed period of 1,000 years. Revelation chapter 20 verse 4 and 6. A gradual restoration. Instead of a single moment of reckoning, Judgment Day allows time for people to learn, grow, and adapt to God's perfect standards. Isaiah chapter 26-9 states, "When your judgments are on the earth, the inhabitants of the world will learn righteousness." Opening new scrolls. Revelation chapter 20 verse 12 mentions scrolls being opened, symbolizing God's progressive instructions to guide humanity to perfection. This wisdom ensures that everyone has the knowledge and opportunity to succeed. The absurdity of hellfire. Eternal torment lacks purpose. It doesn't teach, correct, or restore. It only perpetuates suffering. James chapter 1 verse 13 reminds us, God does not test anyone with evil. God's wisdom works to save, not to condemn endlessly. Power that liberates, not perpetuates evil. Judgment Day reveals God's unmatched power in restoring the earth and humanity to perfection. The miracle of resurrection. Only the Creator of life can undo death. Billions will rise from their graves, as John chapter 5 verse 28 and 29 promises. Imagine the joy of reunions and the hope of a fresh start, the end of evil. During the 1,000 years, Satan will be bound, unable to deceive humanity. Revelation chapter 20 verse 1-3. After a final test, Satan and those who choose rebellion will be permanently destroyed. Revelation chapter 20 verse 10. God's power ensures that peace will never be disrupted again. No, eternal flames. The concept of hellfire portrays God as powerless to eliminate evil, forcing him to contain it forever. Yet Revelation chapter 20 verse 14 declares that death and Hades were hurled into the lake of fire, symbolizing the permanent end of death and the grave. God's power doesn't prolong suffering, it eradicates it. The perfect harmony of God's qualities. Judgment Day is a masterpiece of divine harmony. Love ensures that all are given a chance to live. Justice guarantees fairness, accounting for individual circumstances. Wisdom provides a step-by-step process for restoration. Power ensures the complete removal of evil and the fulfillment of God's promises. By contrast, the idea of eternal torment in hell distorts God's character, portraying him as unloving, unjust, unwise, and weak. Such a view is incompatible with the God revealed in the Bible. Judgment Day is not a grim reckoning, but a glorious milestone in God's plan. It offers hope to billions, both living and dead, and paves the way for a righteous, peaceful earth. As Isaiah chapter 11 verse 9 promises, the earth will certainly be filled with the knowledge of Jehovah as the waters cover the sea. Let us look forward to this day with joy and determination, aligning our lives with God's standards now so we can fully embrace the blessings of His righteous judgment. If you enjoyed this video, click like, share, and subscribe. Drop your comments or questions in the comment section below.